This lecture is about characteristics of laser and laser medium. Laser has many superior and many different characteristics as compared to normal light, and this makes laser an important candidate for many advanced applications. Today we will discuss properties, the characteristics that makes laser special. And in a second part, we will discuss parts of lasing medium. What mediums are, what are needed, system was needed to prepare lasing action. Power laser are very strong, very high power. Spectral distribution is very small and too much high. Directional, so spatial is also small, and all the photons are in same state of polarization, make him very special. Yes, you will be able to learn laser characteristics and parts of laser. Whenever we talk about laser, it always have very different position other than light. The light don't have these properties. We will discuss these properties one by one. Four properties I am highlighting: coherence, directionality, monochromaticity, and high intensity. High intensity means intensity is very high, power is too much, too high, very high power it has. Then monochromatic just gives the idea of spectral distribution, directionality, spatial distribution. Before discussion on the coherence, first think about the ordinary light. An ordinary light source like lamp, sodium lamp, torch light, the electron transition occurs. An electron transition is random in nature. I think all of you are aware of this. Both all whether light is normally when we are talking about lamps and things. So in here light is emission spectrum, and in the case of emission, first we give the energy, so it moves to excited state, then it releases energy. But in this case, in the case of ordinary light, the electron transition is random in nature and time. The photon emits from ordinary light source have different energies. It has a spectrum of energy. Many possibilities are there from where it can transit, from to what level it can transit. Different energy means different frequencies, different wavelengths, and different colors. Hence, the light wave of ordinary light source have many wavelengths, and therefore a photon emitted by the ordinary light source are out of phase, with no phase relation here. The light that is shown here, it is incoherent light. There is no relation between these lights. If the frequency is more, it becomes violet; if it is less, it becomes red. However, in laser, the electron transition occurs artificially. That is termed as stimulated emission. You have to stimulate the photons of excited state. In this case, the electron transition occur in a specific time. So there is a relation with time, and all the photon emitted in laser have the same energy frequency or wavelength. So the light of laser have single wavelength of color. All have same color, same energy. Therefore, the wavelength of laser light are in phase in space and time both. And in laser, this is called stimulated emission, which is used to produce. The important thing is this light is called coherent. Here the meaning of coherence is the light should be either have zero phase difference or constant phase difference. There should not be variable phase difference. Variable phase difference means it is incoherent light, but it has some relation and the phase difference is constant, either constant or zero, then it is called coherent light. Here shown in the figure, coherent light. The light generated by laser is highly coherent, and because of this coherence, a large amount of power can be concentrated in a low space, very narrow space. And that is the specialty of this light laser. Another property of the laser is it has direction. It not only this general sense direction, directionality is highly directional. In conventionally, the light we use lamp, your lamp's light cannot go after a certain distance because it is spread when it moves. We observe a spreading of light as it moves, but as we know, the light moves in a straight path, then but it is spread as it moves into air or some other regions. But here, this light source cannot spread, move in the same direction always. In conventional light source like sodium lamp, torchlight, the photon travel in random direction. Therefore, these sources emit light in all directions. But in laser, all photons travel in same direction. Therefore, light emit only in one direction. This is called directionality of laser light. The width of laser beam is extremely narrow. Hence, a laser beam can travel to long distance without spreading. This makes very special to the laser. Laser can move up to kilometer without any deflection. So this is the very special property of directionality. They have many applications in which directionality is very important. So it guides. You can treat it as a guiding how where something if you want to move something in straight path can guide can use a guide also guiding way. If an ordinary light travel a distance of 2 km, it is spread to about 2 km in diameter. On the other hand, if laser travel in 2 km, it is spread a diameter of less than 2 centimeter. It's very interesting. Here, in the case, an ordinary light is moving, and this light is spreading from here and here. So they are saying if this distance is 2 km, then this distance should also be 2 km. So it's very interesting. But this is not in laser light. In laser light, always move in straight path. No spreading is there. Monochromatic light means a light containing single color or wavelength. The photons emitted from ordinary light source have different energies, frequency, wavelength, or color. Hence, the light wave of ordinary light source have many wavelengths or colors. Therefore, ordinary light is a mixture of waves having different frequencies. Even monochromatic light, we consider the sodium as monochromatic light, even though it's a monochromatic, but it has at least two wavelengths, 5890 and 5896 angstrom, and the wavelength difference is 6 angstrom, which is not truly monochromatic. But light monochromaticity is very high. Light is monochromatic means having same wavelength, single wavelength, no change in the wavelength energy or frequency. The light wave of laser have single wavelength of color. Therefore, light wave covers a very narrow range of frequencies. The intensity is the energy per unit time. As we have discussed, directionality is very high, monochromaticity is there, very high monochromaticity. The intensity of wave is the energy per unit time flowing through a unit normal area. And in an ordinary light source, the light is spread out uniformly in all the directions. So, suppose you have a 100 watt lamp, and you want to see this 100 watt lamp from a distance of 30 centimeter. The power entering your eye is less than 1 by 1000 of watt. Why? Because the energy per unit time through a unit area. You consider, you just imagine light is moving, but it should pass through unit area. So spreading is more, so very small light can enter in your eyes. But in laser, the light is spread in a very small region, almost no spreading, negligible spreading. And hence laser light intensity is very high, because whenever you want to check whether the unit area power, then you will get very enormous power. Intensity is very high. That is the reason you can't look directly the laser beam. Then all the power in the laser would enter in your eyes. Suppose you want to see, but don't do this because it can damage your eyes also. Intensity is very high. A 1 watt laser would appear many thousand more intense than 100 watt ordinary lamp, because 100 watt lamp is there but light cannot enter in your eyes. It may be of 1 over 1000 of watt, but here if it is 1 watt, then it has to enter 1 watt. These four properties we have discussed enable us to cut a huge block of steel, or sometimes this can also be used in medical purpose like operation of retina. We also use this laser beam for recording and reproducing large information on disc, compact disc, DVD, CD, Blu-rays, due to this high intensity. It need very small space to use as memory disk. In this part, we have discussed a brief about laser construction. We have studied this many points on this laser construction since beginning, types of radiations, then resonance, amplification. We have discussed these things, but here I am consolidating the results again before because in the next lecture we will move to various examples of lasers. So as a conclusion, the laser system consists of three important components: uh, pump, pumping mechanism, lasing medium, and resonator. Broadly, only three things are there: a mechanism to pump the system, because we know the population inversion is the essential condition for the laser. And since this condition is artificial condition, so you have to create a pumping mechanism. How to pump? Second thing is laser medium, where you will get the lasing action. So a material realization is possible. And third is, after getting this stimulate emission in these two using pumping source and medium, you have to amplify the signal. So we need optical resonators. There are three things. We will discuss these things one by one. So first thing is pumping source. The pump source or energy source is the part of lasing system that provide energy for lasing laser medium, and this is needed to send from atom from ground state to excited state to achieve population inversion. In the case of population inversion, higher energy level should be highly populated than lower energy. So this is the process of achieving greater number of electron and higher energy. So for this we use pumping. These sources supply sufficient amount of energy to the laser medium, by which electron in the lower energy excited to go higher energy states. Examples of these sources include electric discharge, light from another laser, chemical reactions, flash lamps. The type of energy source used in mostly depend on lasing medium. Excimer laser use chemical reactions, a helium layer use electric discharge, and device use optical discharge. So different type use. If we want to create a laser, the most important thing is lasing medium. Laser medium is the medium where we generate stimulate emission. Basically, this laser medium again consists of two parts: active center and active medium. In active center, those atoms which are directly involved in laser reaction. Whenever we pump the system, these atoms directly take the energy and move to excited state, and they give you laser reaction. And then other than whatever you are having in the laser medium other than active is called active medium, which supports lasing action. Yes, active center should be supported by active medium for obtaining lasing action. So this is laser medium. Laser medium, also known as active medium or gain medium, which supports active centers. The laser medium determines the characteristics of laser. The laser medium can be solid, liquid, or gas. In the coming lectures, we will discuss few examples. One example from solid we will discuss, then from gas and semiconductor. For solid, it is named solid because this solid materials. We have ruby laser as an example of solid state. Nd:YAG also a solid state laser. In this unit, we will discuss Nd:YAG. However, UV laser is a first laser developed in which we have ruby crystal, alumina crystal, and chromium as an active center, and alumina as an active medium. In the case of Nd:YAG, niobium as active center and YAG, yttrium aluminum garnet, is a active medium. In this laser, xenon discharge tube which provide flashlight act as pump source. However, as we discussed, gas lasers are also there. Helium neon laser or CO2 laser, these are gas laser. Helium neon also called atomic laser, whereas CO2 are called molecular laser, in which we use a discharge tube to pump. The laser medium is surrounded by two parallel mirrors which provide feedback of light. One mirror is fully reflective and other is partial. This is third part, apart from laser medium and pumping. This is used to amplify the system. We have devoted a complete lecture on amplification. So you can go through this lecture again if you have go detail of this resonator. How it creates resonance. First, we will have spontaneous emitted photons. Then this spontaneous emitted photon will strike on some photons on excited, some electrons on excited state. So this will generate stimulated emitted photons and then so on. Optical resonator, also known as optical cavity or resonant cavity. These in the we have two mirrors which determine the reflective properties. An optical coating, thin layer of material deposited. As one we want one partial reflecting, one fully reflecting, so different coating is there. The output coupler allows some of the light should leave the cavity and move to the output beam, so it is a partial reflected. Other mirror is fully reflected. Actually, the process of emission of photon is called spontaneous emission, and these spontaneous emission photons is used to generate stimulated emission. A large number of electrons are simulated to emit light. The optical gain is achieved. The amplified light escapes through the partially reflected mirror as a output. In the process of simulating electron to other atom to produce light is called stimulated emission. By this way, we generate laser light. In this lecture, we have studied characteristics of laser and parts of lasing action. Thank you and take care.